Welcome to another episode of the TUE Review. This week we are checking out an Imperial Pilsner from New Glarus Brewing Company up across the border in beautiful New Glarus, Wisconsin. So Imperial Pilsner. Most people, when they think of Pilsner, you think of your classic Euro Pilsners, usually a German Pilsner, maybe a Czech Pilsner. So this is a more concentrated, stronger and heftier version of a Pilsner. This is part of the Thumbprint series that New Glarus likes to make. They always do a series of one-off beers. Sometimes they'll make them once and you'll never see them again. And sometimes they'll make them, but due to popular demand, they'll make them again at a future time. But it's always a kind of a revolving series of beers. So I don't know if this beer will ever be made again. Maybe, maybe not, but I'm glad I got my hands on it. This beer actually did win a bronze medal at the 2025 World Beer Championships in the other strong beer category. My usual public service announcement whenever I do a New Glarus beer tasting, and I've done a handful on this TBR series, is, God bless Spotted Cow. That's their bell cow beer. Yes, I'm being punished there, but that's what pays the bills and helps them expand their operations. But when you go up and grab that case of a Spotted Cow, peruse around all the other wonderful beers that they have, because they make such amazing European style beers. It is worth checking out some of their other beer styles aside from Spotted Cow. So I digress. Let's get into this guy. I'm looking at a 12-ounce can here. I think I saw, we've got 8.7% ABV and 55 IBUs, that's International Bitter Units. And to give you kind of a benchmark, your classic German Pils comes in at about 5% ABV, maybe around 30 IBUs. So obviously this has more heft to it. The grains, they're heritage grains from Wisconsin, as well as the Germany and the Czech Republic. And then they use classic European hops, Hersbrucker and Spalt hops, again, classic German bittering hops, plus one called Diamant that I had to look up, Diamant hops, which is it's a German finishing hop that they've used in this beer. And then they also mentioned they use a double deconcoction mashing. That is where during the mash, they actually remove a part of the mash. They heat that up and then they return that to the mash, and that brings the temperature of the overall mash up, which just helps increase the malt profile and gives you a more efficient mash. And that's the process when the sugars are extracted out of the grains. So you get a more dense malt profile when you utilize deconcoction mashing. So enough of my yapping. Let's get into this beer. I can hardly wait. Here we go. All right. This is one of these where looks can be deceiving, because you've got really that classic Pilsner, that really bright lemon gold color. You got a really thick, persistent white head. It's really a beautiful looking beer. Ooh, yeah. Big time malty, grainy nose. And I'm getting some some subtle, like floral hops in there. But the hops and the aromatics anyway are kind of restrained. It's very grainy, very malt forward in the nose. Cheers. Boy, that is a decadent, rich, sweet, kind of a doughy malt flavor. You can kind of taste where the deconcoction mashing comes in, because it's really got a concentrated malt flavor. It's very good. And then, mid and back palate. That hot bite, it kind of takes a while to break through all of that rich malty sweetness, but it definitely eventually comes through. So I'm getting kind of that bracing hot bite as the beer works its way from front to back. I'm gonna go in one more time for this. This is quite viscous and delicious. I love the mouthfeel on this. Smooth mouthfeel. But it really kind of dries out very, very nicely. But yeah, this is definitely a sipper. And again, those hops, they're not in your face like an IPA, but they're there and they're lingering. So it's got a really long, hot, and kind of a hot finish. I'm getting that boozy heat now. That's also coming in the back end. Yeah, this is a great sipper. This is not the kind of Pilsner you want on a hot summer day on the golf course or on the beach. This is more of a late in the season, fall time sipper. I think the aromas are a little bit restrained, but you more than get rewarded with the amazing flavor profiles in here. And I get a little bit of the boozy heat, but not too much. So, this thing could sneak up on you. So be so advised. But if you see it out there in the wild, by all means, check it out. This is such a unique beer. So I'm glad I got a chance to try it. Once again, this is Imperial Pilsner from Glarus Brewing Company. Cheers.